Holding up the championship belt, the IGC championship belt. It's a sharp one, too.
Impressive.
And in an envelope, $1,500 cold cash to the winner. IGC championship belt. It's a sharp one. And here's Jeff Haddad holding up the championship belt, the IGC championship belt. It's a sharp one, too.
Impressive.
And in an envelope, $1,500 cold cash to the winner.
And that's a very generous prize.
Yeah, that's and at the end of the day, we're jiu-jitsu is still very young, right? Especially as a sport to make money off of. But you got these grapplers, and for the most part, they're just used to paying to grapple.
Yeah.
And to get a situation like this where you can win $1,500, man, that's a good payday.
I know MMA fights where you only make $400.
Yeah.
So it's that's a big payday here, and we have two grapplers that were actually on the smaller side of their
What
division,
a
if I'd say.
switch. Trinity on top. Working to pass Sophia's guard. Deep. Oh. Sophia.
Again with that leg entry.
Patience. Sophia's inverted on her right shoulder, looking to switch and trap a triangle, but Trinity saw it coming, steps over, has a tight bite on the knee, separation. This is a hell of a final here.
Yeah, both had very hard lineups to get to the finals, and they both
And like you said,
look great doing it.
They were pretty much some of the smaller ones on the bracket. Right? I guess Trinity was bigger than Ann in her first match.
Now this is interesting because it's like who makes the first mistake?
Sophia's coach asking her to Berimbolo. She decides to look at it, but takes top position instead.
Yeah, sometimes it's a tricky. Ooh. Oh, great recovery from almost getting swept. It's tricky to go for
like a no-gi Berimbolo.
when you coach. You want your athletes to do these things, but you don't want to give away what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, it's tough. Sometimes when something's like right there, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom, 1 second, or they're in trouble. Walk them through it, and some people respond very well to that.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing. Like you said, in jiu-jitsu competition, it's funny. You have a coach call out something, but then the defender's ears are right there as well, and he's like, "Whoa, I'm not going to let that happen." I always ask my coaches just not to call out my main moves, my main subs, because I know them, so I'm gonna get there. You don't have to tell me to get to those. So I'd rather not give the opponent the heads up.
Great
Trinity
job.
snaps up into her
Right
trap
into a
triangle.
We might be looking at a two-time champion.
Hanging on the head.
Beautiful.
Breaking the posture of Sophia Cassella.
Sophia has
Sophia back to her feet.
Composure.
Hand on the
Trinity
bicep.
is a menace right there. From top, from bottom, from everywhere.
Sophia doing a great job blocking that arm so that Trinity doesn't get the angle. She loses the arm, though. Looks like Trinity's coming to get the angle now.
One thing I like to do when I'm here and I have this triangle is actually kick forward. If I were her, I'd kick forward with my right leg and clamp down. And it cuts off the artery and helps finish the choke. so you don't necessarily have to pull down on the head and pinch the knees like you usually do. I always pinch the knees, but that kick forward, clamp down is what's finished the
Driving that right leg deeper into that artery, you're saying, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
okay.
and when it comes to arm locks and things like that, you know, you're the stress of fixing it and the timeout, it's easier just to tap. But when you got $1,500 for a choke, you got to make sure that thing's pretty tight, because a lot of people are willing to go out unless they're dead to rights caught in it.
Sophia, I got my eyes on her face right now. She seems like she's pretty good. She's deep in this triangle. And Trinity has an underhook on her arm. So she has the right angle for this. Now, one thing you see is Trinity's legs are so long that their lock is like beyond Sophia. Ideally, to get a perfect triangle, you would want that lock more over the head, and so that that pressure of the lock is on the neck as opposed to beyond the actual person. No. Sub only. Little confusion by our score table. Here comes a Kimura attempt. Or
The ref was on top of that. So
what an angle.
She underhooks the armpit. What I like to do is go after the leg. The trouble is that they might make it
Sprawl it
easier
out.
for them to fall to their back.
And step over, yeah.
But I still prefer to
Yeah, definitely.
hook the leg.
I'm hook the leg, and sometimes even the far hip.
So this is a good, pretty sunk-in triangle. Sophia's doing a good job defending it.
Yeah,
But
Sophia's.
she's got to escape soon and make something happen.
Yeah, this is exhausting. There's about 4 minutes left. What I'd like to see, which I don't think Trinity. I think Trinity's happy here, but Sophia's right arm is not blocking her artery on that side. So if Trinity can use her left thigh to scrape a little higher at Sophia's tricep and get that arm up, she might be able to get this finish. But I'm thinking she's A-okay in this
The
position.
kick and clamp is the secret. Underhook the leg, kick the right leg forward, and clamp down with the left.
You heard it here first on IGCs. You just got the secret from Nick Newell on finishing these triangles.
Everyone thinks I only know how to do guillotines. They're wrong. I've just
It's
hit
tough.
them more.
Right there, if Trinity can use her left leg and bring her knee up towards her armpit to collect that, and she's doing it naturally a little bit. Sophia's arm is creeping up, but she's doing a good job of keeping the space.
Yeah, Sophia's a hammer, too. You're not just going to tap her out easy. She's going to fight to the bitter end, and she's been in this uncomfortable position for quite some time. And good for Trinity that this is the final match, because I could only imagine squeezing your legs for 7 minutes straight would not feel too good going into the next one.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like she has also the opportunity, Trinity, with her left arm to grasp at Sophia's tricep to get that a little higher as well. But she's staying on the far arm, or the near arm, actually.
Looks like Sophia might be able to pop her head out.
Oof. She's not showing too much of an escape attempt, but if for her to pull her head out now, it's also going to make that arm go up a little tighter, so it's going to have to be timed really well if she's going to rip out of that.
At this point, I'm going for it.
Going for it, huh?
I'm risking getting choked.
Yeah, you got to get out of here.
is-
You're behind the 8 ball. You got
It's
less than
worth
2
it.
minutes. And now it looks like Trinity has realized she's only got a minute and a half left, and she's pretty much sealed this.
Mule kick the right leg forward and clamp down.
Also, one adjustment that can be made is if you see Trinity's legs are asymmetrical, if she can get them pointing both, so if she can turn her right heel out and keep them both even. It'll also help with that right arm occlusion right there. Sophia coming
Don't
back.
ever question this woman's heart.
No, coming off Worlds, and she's telling Trinity, you better finish me. I'm not tapping. You got to finish me here.
You could tell Trinity's kind of feeling it in her legs, too. You can see on her face.
Loosening up a little bit, yeah. Got 45 seconds left. We got we got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Oh, she brought the arm across. And switches to the arm bar. Sophia is still fighting. Trinity turning the triangle and taking top position.
Head down and pull up on the head is usually how I finish. And if I'm on bottom, I'm usually trying to peek out the back and just making sure
10
I don't
seconds.
get arm
Switches
barred.
to the arm bar. Trinity
It's
looked
kinda-
at the clock right before she wants the sub.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy that she can
And
be up.
Sophia
This
weathers the
dominant.
storm and doesn't get subbed, but loses the decision to Trinity Pun, and there you have it.
We're going to have to rename this tournament the Trinity Pun Invitational.
Trinity Pun, your 125-pound Iron Woman Championship belt.
How old is she?
I believe she's 15. 15.
I don't think I had $1,500 in my bank account until I was like 28.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go up there and take a quick picture.
If
I'll be right back, Nick.
if I was 15, I'd have a whole lot of Pokemon cards with that kind of money.